Hey everybody, Happy New Year. I know you're not supposed to say it after January 7th, but who cares? It's
What?
technically not even New Year until February 1st for
You're
us.
not?
Yeah. It's from Curb.
Oh,
Remember?
oh, oh. That's why I was like, what? Oh, curb.
Yeah.
Brr,
Yeah.
brr.
Happy holidays. Hope you all are well. We're back but not. Okay. We're here
Mm-hmm.
ish.
Yeah.
Um because we need to talk about we have a lot of shit to discuss in relation to love during lockup.
Mm, mm, mm.
I'm kind of mad we went on a break during this thing, even though we needed a break.
Mm-hmm.
But damn it, we missed some great
Mm-hmm.
television.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We back though. We about to
We
catch up.
back. Yeah, first episode out of the three that we missed is free here on YouTube, so you can go and watch it. And then the next two episodes of recaps, you go straight to our Patreon and link in the description box down below. Yeah, they're down below on YouTube, right? Yeah, down below, and go watch it there,
Mm-hmm.
um, where you can find all of our other recaps from every single episode of this fucking show.
From ever.
Oh, yeah, like all 90. I think it's 100. They finally reached like 100 something episodes.
Congratulations,
Um,
us.
yes, go us.
Cause
Um,
what?
yeah. I also need to Google if Matt Sharp is behind this show called Hot and Heavy, because I watched a clip during. I watched a couple. I've been watching a lot of things during the break. Not, but I a clip of Hot and Heavy came up, and it was basically Chris showed me this clip, and it was like husband refuses or hates the fact that his wife wants to lose weight. And so it's basically this woman who is, this woman who is plus size, and she wants to lose weight in order to like get healthier and to have
Mm-hmm.
a baby. And her husband, who got three
Oh.
kids,
Mm.
and he was like, I don't want you to lose weight. Like, I don't care. Just do it the natural way. And she wants to get like bariatric surgery and stuff. So he like had like a whole like he spawned like 8 nukes, all because of the fact that she went to take her health in her own hands and just talk to a physician.
Oh, he has some
So
issues.
Chris was like, "This is like a good times when James was mad when Florida wanted
Because
to
he
learn
didn't
how to
want her to
read."
read. Oh, the control.
Exactly.
Wait, I'm trying to see who is behind this.
Yeah.
This is just a test production, so it's not Matt Sharp Entertainment.
Oh, okay.
They have done okay. Project Grizzly. A bear trainer by the name of Jeff Watson attempts to return two rescued grizzlies, Bob and Screech, to the wild. Raised as his kin, Jeff's crisis of conscience spurs him to teach the bears how to survive in their natural habitat. White people are out of fucking control.
Yeah.
Inheritance. A woman learns her estranged father has died and returns with her brother and new lover to her childhood home of Belize, where she must face her past while fighting for intimacy in the present. 3.9 stars.
What?
The Jesus Strand. A search for DNA. Geneticist George Busby and biblical scholar Pastor Joe Basile travel the globe, extracting and analyzing samples from the most famous religious relics from history in search of the DNA of the most famous figure in history, Jesus Christ. We might need to get into this is just a test
Yeah, we
productions.
might we might have to. Sounds like my kind of outlaw
Yeah.
entertainment.
I have an idea, boss. So,
It's literally that.
because
Literally
there
that.
are drugs all up and through their conference rooms. Speaking of
Absolutely.
which couple would you like to start with first?
I don't okay. Because I don't recall what happened in the first episode. So I'll just gonna pick a random couple and we're gonna go from there.
Okay.
I can tell you who I want to end with in this episode. Jakeema and Donny.
Oh, Jakeema.
I'm going to end there. But
Donnie.
let's
I've been trying to figure him out. Proswell. I can't quite put my finger on it. Wakadani. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Let's go back to Tia and Rob.
Adult braces and Jared from Insecure.
Yeah, Kiara Sheard and
Kiara Sheard, yes.
Yeah, Kiara Sheard Kelly and that nigga Rob.
Ooh.
This is the most New York relationship ever and living situation because
not only that
I understood.
Yes, no, fully. But also not only that I'm gonna go a little deeper. It's not just like, yes, this is a New York relationship. It is a Long Island girl in a relationship with a Brooklyn nigga.
And
it's
it's Ashanti's first album.
Yeah. baby.
Album.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get my nails done tomorrow. Anyway, so we find out she's a mother. You know, MOTHERNUTH, because, you know, remember we were questioning, well, why isn't this nigga paroling to her house? Well, it is because she has a child. And she said,
this was the most responsible thing I've ever heard on this program.
I think we might have heard it maybe, or was that 90 Day? Anyway,
90 Day.
She said, you know, I do love this nigga very much. I want to be with this nigga badly, but he can't move in with my child. Not yet. I've got to get to know him a little more. And I was like, well, why is this logic not across the board?
Yeah. Didn't understand. You know, Nyla is her friend kid. She also believes she's a dancing doll.
Yeah, absolutely. You know? I'm a dance mom. I know what a leotard
mm-hmm.
is.
So, you know, she's out with her sister Tiffany. And so Tiffany is her younger sister. Yeah, she has the snake bite piercings.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pass more quiet judgment in 2025.
I'm trying.
If you hear me just if I just give up in mid sentence, you know something evil has showed up in my brain. So
darkness, everybody.
Ever since the universe shut down that thing, whatever video that happened, Diva's Christmas Carol, I've just learned to just it comes to my
XD. Head. God swooped in. Like, swoop may not be fast enough.
And it's happened more often since then, like during the break.
God swooped in and shut XD the fuck up on camera.
Yeah, did. If you missed it, go on our Patreon and go watch it, because it was swift.
I want you to keep going. I just want to see. I need this like divine intervention in real time is crazy.
Well, listen. I'm in the middle of 4 fires right now, so I can't risk anything.
You know what? No, you can't. No, you can't. God damn. I can't. No.
It's so hard to breathe. It's so hard to breathe in here. Anywho. Yeah, it's bad. Like our air purifiers are on high.
I know, and I know they are They are spawning nukes. Oh, I'm sorry, you all.
It's bad.
That's crazy.
But anywho, he calls as he would, and he's explaining the living situation to Tiffany. Tiffany is
the sister
trying to ask all these questions. You know, and be like, well, I don't trust him. It all sounds weird. And she kind of gets in Tia's head about it, right? Like, it all sounds sketchy. And now he's explained several times what this is. I get it.
Yeah, basically, it hasn't changed to us, I don't think.
He has not changed the the story. The only thing he has changed is the time limit and staying there.
Yeah.
But that's honest, and his only real. And I hate to defend him, but the only reason why he keeps changing the time frame is because he knows he's incarcerated. It's gonna take a minute to get on his feet.
Yeah.
And she also has what also pissed me off about Tia, which we'll get on to later on in the other episodes, is like, you so concerned with his time limit, but like, why are you so in a rush for him to move in with you? You know what I mean? Like, if you let him get himself all
Yeah,
the
get
way
the
together,
bearings. Get the
right?
bearings.
Because you were like, oh, he could hop to another spot. Like, she has an unrealistic expectation, like most people on this program do.
Long Island.
Yeah.
Because also, when you find a very stable living situation, like New York is not a city where you can just hop around applying to apartments, at your whenever you feel like it. It doesn't operate.
No.
We don't operate like that. Like it is a
No.
whole to do. So when you find something that is stable, you hold on with the everlasting arm or whatever
You
y'all
see, I
say.
didn't move from my spot for a whole decade because
Okay,
I had it. I had
XD
it.
had half a room and still was like, but guess
Yeah.
what? I have security. So
Yeah. Nobody's stealing from me.
yeah, and you knew that you had somewhere to come home to lay down every night. You know what I mean? I would love to be
Exactly.
in a bigger space where, but no, no, we are just gonna stay
No.
right here for right now until something else happens. But the story does not keep changing. I think adult braces, Kiara Sheard is just not comfortable with it, doesn't fully understand it. I don't know if she's herself had to contend with New York City living. So,
I don't. It doesn't. Tia gets me spoiled.
yeah.
Spoiled girl from Long Island,
Uh
which
huh.
it happens.
Chasing
And
the nigga life.
yes, knowing damn well she's a Dooney and Burke purse.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Oh my God. She's a mall girl, okay? Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay.
So like we know those types,
Through and through.
and we know this place. So like they get into an argument eventually on the phone over
Mm-hmm.
this living situation,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because and first, let's be also very clear, he was annoyed by her sister's questioning because he was like, bitch, I done told you, like, I've
Yeah.
explained this, I'm tired of explaining myself. And then he was like, I don't know how I can help you understand. Niggas be there and then they don't be there. And,
Yeah.
they just got a spot, but they don't be there.
So the
You
living
know?
situation, just to be clear, is this. Um it is his home. Now he did say home. Remember, he did say homegirl in that first episode, but allegedly, according to this episode, it's his
But yeah,
homeboy's baby mom's spot in Brooklyn. She will have her room still and have access because it is her apartment, but she's going to stay with her mom in Harlem. So he will essentially sublet. He's going to rent a room, but he's essentially subletting this situation from her, but she still will have her room. It's not uncommon
no.
here.
It's not like it sounds far fetched in any other
Yeah, but
scenario, but in New York,
it's not.
oh, okay, work.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if my aunt called me right now and said, because my aunt and my great grandfather bought apartments on the Lower East Side in the late 60s.
Mm-hmm.
So if my aunt called me right now and said, the co-op is free for you to live in, I would not give this apartment up. We would move there and I would sublet this.
Hell
So, then it would not be uncommon for somebody to move in here. And then I say, now, if I got to get into the crib for whatever, I need to be able to do that. But we would be going to live here. Like, it's
That's what my homegirl did.
yeah.
My homegirl lived with her and her bestie, lived in the projects, but it was her niggers, her homegirl's ex's mom's crib.
Right.
she's never giving up an apartment in Fort Greene projects, because it
Absolutely
was
the
a three
fuck not.
bedroom,
No.
and she moved to the Poconos.
Yeah.
So so the mom moved to Poconos, so she comes back every now and then because of night shift and things or whatever the fuck. But
Right.
other than that, she sublets.
Yeah, I'm not. No, nobody's doing that. So it doesn't make it's not far. And then mama's gonna make a little extra coin, go stay at her mother's. Like, of course, yes, this is not uncommon. Now she was with her child's father for 10 years, and she did not say it explicitly, but I believe he is the one who abused her. Remember, she spoke in the very first episode about having been in an abusive relationship. Of course, she wants Jared from Insecure to be the father figure to this child, Nala.
Yeah. It's very hard for me to, like, for one, you got me when she hooked me in when she said, "I'm not letting this man live up under me and my child because of my baby."
Mhm.
That the responsible, and then you turn around, and you have this overwhelming sense of like you need her to call her daddy. Like it's just weird. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
like,
across the board all the time.
It's across the board, because we'll get to what's their faces later.
Yes, we will.
But that was them in this episode.
I just need you all to stop making these children feel like they're missing out on a great chunk of life because you are the one who is seeking after this nigga.
Yeah.
And that is gender non-specific, because if you're looking for a mother for the child, then it's just as bad. We just often see it the other way more. And so I want you all to get a grip. Like, I don't know how many seasons of this we can watch, and I will still never stop being disgusted with people seeking out these father figures for their children.
That's in any show. I have that issue. I have that issue on Love Is Blind.
Yeah, yeah.
I have an issue on
Yeah.
like any show that has to do with love is the prize.
Yeah. Remember Scammer, Toilet Tisha, and her, now she's got this great hole in her life filled, and it's like, no, she doesn't. First of all, we've heard this nigga on the phone. He speaks in like, this nigga does not engage in like just captivating conversation. So what is he filling? What, just a physical space?
Like, loneliness allows people to accept,
it's a drug,
like, the barest of minimums, like FEMA levels of like TLC. You know what I mean? And
but
we get shit like this.
Yeah. So he calls to tell her about a surprise raid and search, and sorry it took me so long to call you, prison shit. And then she brings the conversation back up about the living situation, and he's like, I'm looking at, I guess, maybe 3 to 6 months realistically, but I don't know, girl. Like, I need to get on my feet. So now she goes off. She's spawning nukes all over the place. Oh, well, now you're a liar, and here goes the time changing yet again, and sleep with the birds. And then she throws her own phone in the dirt, as a symbol of like him feeding for worms with bird bitches. But really, when he hangs up, you're gonna need that phone again.
Yeah.
So
because you're gonna accept his phone call collect. So who's the bird now?
Not only that, DoorDash is on the way. Like now, you gotta clean dirt all off your phone because you just
Yes,
acted all
and you
out.
don't know what time Nyla get out of dance class.
Like,
Like you,
girl,
like now,
go
now
pick
you're
that
just being
goddamn phone up.
irresponsible, right? But
But
that
that was
was
them.
them.
Yeah.
So moving on to actually, I know who I want to end with. I changed my mind.
Who? Odd body. Who?
Um, Kate, Hunter, and Kaleigh is who I want to end with in this episode.
Oh, the throuple. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The
So let's move on.
trifecta.
Yeah, let's move on to Savannah and Bradly, Jenna Bush,
Oh, and Whitewood.
and yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, so she's in the car with her mama, and they make it seem like she's going to an important appointment. I'm thinking it's for him or some medical things, but no.
Mm-mm.
Mama's going to get a consultation because she's going to get a BBL.
Yes.
She has she's been overweight all her life, she says.
Mm-hmm.
And so at 21 she had gastric bypass,
Mm-hmm.
and she lost 100 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And then she's also had like skin removal surgery
Mm-hmm.
already.
Mm-hmm.
And so um she's not happy with the way her body looks, and apparently Bradly likes curvy women.
Yeah, she
He
got a
likes,
flatty,
yeah, and he,
according to her.
yeah, that's what she says. And so apparently, when he gets out of prison, he already got a job lined up doing roofing, you
Yeah.
know. And she also said that he has agreed to pay for this surgery,
Mm-hmm.
right? So she goes to to aesthetics MD, I don't know what it's called. So, and the Dr. Neil is like,
Hold on, pause. I'm sorry.
mm-hmm.
When did aesthetic just become like
Become a noun and not, yeah, when children started being left behind.
because Bush. I I have had to ram it into my child. Um
It also it also doesn't help that companies now describe things as aesthetic.
what kind of aesthetic? Like what
Be-
is it, guys?
because Amazon Home, I was watching I watch them Amazon Live sometimes just because Candy and them are very entertaining.
Mhm.
And so not because I'm shopping, but because anywho, they were advertising this knife set. And what was it called?
Aesthetic.
Aesthetic knife set.
Isn't aesthetic an adjective?
Yes.
Okay.
Like what kind of
What
aesthetic
kind of
is it?
aesthetic?
Like,
Is it a mod aesthetic? Is it a classic aesthetic? Is it a modern? Is it contemporary? Is it traditional Victorian? Like what kind of aesthetic is So Noah keeps coming and showing me her, her nasty little ugly ass Roblox. The ugliest fucking interface ever. And so she keeps showing me these. And she's like, look at her outfit, mama. It's so aesthetic. I say, oh, absolutely the fuck not. No, nigga, it's an adjective, nigga. And she's like, and I was like, no, I'm sick of it. Because I have to keep ramming in her. Nothing is aesthetic. Nothing is aesthetic. It is what type of aesthetic is it? It is an adjective. What is it? What is it?
yeah. Like, like over the break, I wrote a letter to HGTV for them to stop using work. On my way to my work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You.
Yeah. And I did. I'm going to read it on the main show next week. But I I I was going through it at home, and so I needed frustration, and somehow I watched HGTV and House Hunters to calm me down. And Andromeda kept saying, "On the way to Julian's work, all the way to Justin's work." And when I tell you that was my second tower, Jade, oh my god, my 13th
You
reason, my
became one
second
of those
tower.
internet people. You became one of those people. You became a thread nigga. You became a forum nigga. You said I'm going to send an email.
I Karen the fuck out because what the problem is.
I wish I was the nigga who worked there and read that fucking email.
The problem is the fact it just doesn't sound right.
Well,
It
because
just
it's
sounds
not.
awful.
It's not.
Yeah, it's
But
just like stop saying that.
on the way to my work.
On the way to my job, on the way to my office, you say to my job, or there's
Yeah.
so many other things you can
Yeah.
say.
Not my work.
My work. Back to this.
So her grandmother has this, and you
A
know.
plantation.
Oh yes, they do have. They do have.
Govern's house. Yeah, that it was very like Andrew
But
Jackson lived there.
this particular element, I geeked just a little bit. Then I was
Oh no,
disappointed.
I was standing. I was like, this is so cute.
They have a secret Narnia theater room. Okay, so it's their little theater room. Now, the only thing Narnia about the actual room are the picture. They got pictures of the lion and the kids and shit like
Yeah,
that.
that's not that.
Yeah, but the way to get into the room is through a wardrobe entrance. So
Just like the book.
just like the book. So instead of putting a door frame, they put a wardrobe, and then you've got curtains when you walk. It was very fucking cool.
Yeah, I was
I was like, oh, nigga, I want that.
yeah.
I was like, okay, I didn't even think about it. Like, you don't have to put doors on stuff. You could put other things on stuff. Duh.
Yeah.
That's how white people been getting away with stuff for a long fucking time. So
Yeah,
I thought that
they
was
do, and that's why I like on Married to was it Married to Flip or Married with Egypt and Mike, Egypt Sherrod.
Oh yeah.
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 She stayed putting a secret door to a pantry on her shit. And I'd be
See, I
like,
like
that is
that.
cute.
I like that.
I love a
like
secret
that.
door,
I love a
especially
secret
if
door.
it's useful.
The only time I don't like is, well, I go back and forth with it. Those secret refrigerator doors. It's like, yes, this looks
It
great, but
depends.
also deceitful.
Yes, it also depends how it's done. Cause like I still need a handle,
I need a handle.
but
I need a handle.
have I showed you my ideal refrigerator?
No.
Google Yolanda Hadid's refrigerator.
Did I ever tell you about? I did tell you about the time. I told you about the time I fell asleep in Steve Francis' bathroom, alone. But that was
very random.
But it is. I will. I didn't tell you. I will. If I didn't tell you the story, I'm gonna tell you again. Okay.
And
who?
I do want
Yolanda
to
Adams. Who?
Yolanda Hadid kitchen. And I want to address, I am drinking Starbucks on here, not because I purchased it out of my own money. It was a gift, and I can only share this story on Patreon.
This is YouTube.
Because it is. I know, and I can't share this. I have to share the story on Patreon because it involves my mother.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay, is it
It
the
is
white
nothing
kitchen?
that she did either.
Is it this
It's
glass situation?
It's a room.
Nigga.
It's not a refrigerator. It's a refrigerated room.
Wait a minute. Go away.
Exactly.
Go away. Why the fuck is
That was
Kylie
her
Jenner
and
on
David
here?
Foster's home. Her and David Foster had that kitchen out in Malibu, which is probably not there anymore.
Oh no. Oh yeah, because Malibu had the fires.
Mm-hmm.
That's
like
crazy.
We're like at 2 in a month. That's fucking crazy.
With the stone
yes.
and the
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Fabulous. Okay, but anywho, forgot to mention in the surgery cost $20,000.
Yeah, with a monthly
BBL.
payment of almost $900 a month.
Right. Now, mind you, he wants it to be $250 a month. And LOL, okay.
Right.
So, I just realized I called Bradley something else on here. He looks like somebody we both know. He looks like our friend's husband. And so, think about it. We don't have many white friends, Jade.
No, I know. That's why I'm like, who the fuck is this? I'm like, who got a white nigga? I am my brain. I don't what you texting me?
Mm-hmm.
We could also call him Carhartt. Oh, now I see why my brain glitched.
Yeah, yeah. So, he her
Friend on the
learns
way
about
out.
this, and he's like, absolutely not. And that was kind of the end of them because we find out more next episode.
Yes, yeah. He had a lot of commentary about her body, which I didn't like.
I skipped over that part but also she has odd commentary on she needs to love
Also,
herself.
yeah, yeah, and yeah,
I also don't like how the doctor conned her out of getting what she truly wanted.
right.
So like
In order to
when
spend
she
more
went into
money.
the exactly.
Uh huh.
So the doctor, she goes into not Dr. Miami, and she's very specific. She wants a BBL
Yeah.
because she wants to fulfill her niggas' fantasies. Also an issue. Why are we getting surgery to fulfill a man's fantasy? But we'll unpack that at a later time.
Mm.
The doctor is like, okay, I hear you, but let's do something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not going to give you what you think you want, but
Yeah.
it's going to look better, I promise.
She basically said they were gonna wrap her skin around her body. Ooh, it sounded awful. Now, another thing I did not like was that this is a predatory business as fuck. Because or
Mm-hmm.
model business model, let me say that, because the people opt for this, and I'm glad that they have the option for it, but it has predatory models in the sense where she was like, well, you can finance it, and they said nobody gets denied. And then she was like 0% interest for a year, and I'm like, they really prey on people, because half of the people who have these BBLs are not people who can afford to have these BBLs.
I'm gonna be honest. This happened to me firsthand with my tooth.
Ah,
So, so yes, it is very predatory because you go in there thinking, and it happened. This exact scenario happened to me, and I'm like, this wasn't real surgery, right? So like
mm-hmm.
they're like, oh, you get all this consultation, they build you up and thing, all this shit that you can do. Remember, they quoted me like, oh, we could do this, that, and the
Yeah.
third. Then they had a little coordinator come in, and they break down all this pricing or whatever. They throw financing at you at first. That's
Mm-hmm.
the first thing they throw at you, like you at college and it's fucking student loans, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's 0% financing, and for the first 6 months, or pay it off for 18 months and no interest. Because this is so interesting because I had to curse them out over the break. So,
Mm.
because they were harassing me.
Oh.
And so, I'll tell you that. So, anywho, so fast forward, they get you to this place of like, you really want to do it. Then they hit you with like all the things you could do for finance, right? Like
Mm.
they had me apply for care credit and this other thing and blah blah blah. And then they were like, well, if this doesn't work out, then we have our own thing and you won't get denied. So it was, but then my payments were about like $1,000 a month. And I was like, what the fuck? No. So like, yes, they
Mm-hmm.
make it difficult for you to say no.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Um, and the reason why I had to curse them out recently is because they called me and they called my emergency contacts to get in touch with me, and I'm like, did I miss a payment or something? I'm like, no. They called me because they were trying to advertise a way to like pay off my stuff. And it was like, that's super predatory to like offer like promotion when this is only supposed to be used for emergency contact.
Right.
So yeah, everything is predatory in wellness.
Everything is predatory and everything now at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was them for this
That was it.
episode.
Yeah. We have a new couple.
Mm-hmm.
Named Jakeema and Donny.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have names for them yet.
No.
The only thing I have for Jakeema is Jalen is my king.
kings. Mm-hmm.
Kings, yeah, which keep those names in mind.
Uh-huh.
And then there's
Kind.
Donny. Donny. It's like Fetty Wap and like
Yeah.
Rich Homie Quan R.I.P.
It's like Rich Homie Quan, Fetty Wap, Waka Flocka,
Thugger.
Praz, Thugger, and Earthworm Jim like
It's
had
like
a baby.
a skinny rapper with locks has a baby. Yeah, he looks like a standard issued YN.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. That's good.
Yeah, or a YRN, however you choose.
Yeah.
Jakeema, I don't have many nice things to say about her.
She has a calm demeanor.
Yeah. She has a calm demeanor, and her kids are alive, so
and she seems to be
and
invested.
quite intelligent.
Yeah,
and quite intelligent.
she's invested in them, you know.
So Jakeema, I didn't write down what she's in sales and marketing. She is, I didn't catch her age.
34.
34.
Mm-hmm.
She is a single mother to twin boys named King, non-traditional spelling,
Kang
and Legend. Yeah, so Kang and Legend.
Mm-hmm. Traditional spelling.
7. Yeah, traditional spelling. They're twins.
Mm-hmm.
She's a boy mom. And she raises them like
the nigga sorry. She dresses them like
yeah, she dresses them like the nigga she wishes she had. Like she dresses them. It's the common Jalen is my king complex we have been speaking about on this show for the greater decade.
Before YouTube comes for me, there is a meme on the internet, problematic as it may be. It made me laugh many moons ago, and it comes to my mind when I see your 3-year-old sons with both their ears pierced. They're like, she's got respectability politics. I didn't say it was wrong. I just commented on what I saw. But the meme was a little nigga dressed like a YN. And it said, single mothers be dressing their sons like the niggas that left.
Yeah.
And like it was niggas looking down, and their parents had it both their ear. They had matching do-rags to the socks, to the whatever hoodies. You know what I'm saying? And they'd be like 4. So
and that's exactly the way King and Legend are dressed and are presented to the world.
Yeah.
She has moved from Texas to Dayton, Ohio, for Donny.
Mm-hmm.
For YN, you know. They've only been together a year and a half. And how they met was now you all may have seen this on Instagram or TikTok even, because I've come across it, not because I was looking, but because it just comes to you.
I think I might have aged out of some shit at this point. I don't know. But anyway.
They have these accounts that post people who, you know, are lonely and want to like talk to people, and they post their JPay or whatever. And so Jakeema was on the Clock app.
On the FYP.
On the FYP, and she came across YN. And he also kept looking at his JPay, so apparently I guess you could see who's looking at your thing, like it's fucking Snapchat.
Yeah, because she didn't she did not actually reach out to him. She just clicked his JPay. So yes, there's some sort of notification that they received that lets them know somebody been looking at their JPay.
And so he decided to send her a message, and
Pursued
that
her with
was
edible arrangements.
send her out of my arrangement. Now, he is in prison for drug trafficking and possession.
6
Papa
years.
was trying to, he was in for 6 years. He's supposed to get out this year, 2025, if all is well. I don't think that's happening. So, 2027, it's our year. We up. So,
With a bitch on the stairs. So
yeah, this is where it floored me.
So she has not told anybody that he's locked up. Okay, it's very much like I'm very private, nobody knows my business type shit. That's when you're doing shit that you're ashamed of. But anyway, just keep that in mind when niggas non-gender specific start rattling that off to you. You know, I'm just very private, I just don't like people in my business. You're doing something you're ashamed of. So
you're ashamed of
so her daddy, and they recall this conversation, her daddy assumed when she says he's not there, and like he realizes that they're never together, her father assumed that poor Donny Kwan was in the military, and she rode that wave. She said,
and I'm like, what, old nigga? Why would you think about, like, why would you think?
Why? What do you mean? Why would they? Why would you? Why would they not think that? What do you mean? Did I ever tell you about the video that
niggas what niggas you know in the year 2020?
Me and you, yes, but sir, this is a man of a particular. He didn't have no teeth in his head when she was talking to him on the FaceTime. And did I tell you about the video where somebody went to a old people's home, and it was like a bunch of people who were like 92, and they asked him, if you can go back to being 21, what would you do differently? Okay, so asked them that, and they go to this old people's home, and they're like, what would you do if you could go back and be 21 again? And a bunch of the women were like, have more kids, I would have a bigger family, I would, shit like that. The men were all like, join the military, I would have joined the military. Like, they esteemed old niggas just, and then remember, he's an old nigga of a particular age. So then that was the option for a lot of our grandfathers and uncles and so forth and so on, right? So it's not out of the realm of possibility for him to just assume, for that to be where his mind goes. That's not going to be where our mind goes as grandparents, but that's where his mind goes, being of a particular generation. But anyway, she rode the lie. So then he's like, well, where are you stationed? She's like, Hawaii. I was waiting to see what she was going to say. Rattled it off, just rattled it off. Now she tells her 7-year-old Jalen's that he's on a boat. I don't know. I'm like, how did that go?
And I'm like, this is why you shouldn't lie to kids.
Right. Like, he's on a boat, bitch. Like, what? How did that go? Like,
because spoiler alert, they find out later where he is, and the kids were like, they handle it quite maturely.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you shouldn't just lie to children. Just say.
And they definitely know what prison is, even at 7, because when.
Yeah.
So anyway, we also find out that. So she tells the boys he's on a boat. Well, she decides to sit down. I guess her mom guilt kicks her in the asshole, and she says, all right, I'm gonna tell y'all what Donny really is. He's in jail. He's in prison. And the boys are like, oh Lord, not prison.
Oh, yeah.
And she's like, well, what you know about prison? I know people get hurt there.
Yeah.
And I was like,
King and legend are knowledgeable.
They do, kind. They do. So now we find out that the boy's father went to prison when she was 3 months pregnant and
Mhm.
never responded to her outreach of letting him know that he's got twin Kangs out there.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I guess his family never responded to her either because she said nobody responded to me.
No.
Um, so one of the things that she said is appealing about YN Donnie is that he's never asked her for money. Like that's the red flag for her. If somebody, because she's never done this before, right? So she's like, if he would have been asking me for money, that would have been a deal breaker. Because then I know he's using me. Wah 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 wah.
Mhm.
He is actually the one who, in fact, paid for her move from Texas to Ohio, and continues to send her money, helps her support the boys. And he does this because he owns a home. He rents it out while he's locked up, and then he gets paid the rent through Cash App, and then he can then transfer the money to her. Technology in prison now is just
Yeah.
the tablets.
I also
Like,
find it interesting that you can be a homeowner while locked up. This is my issue with Monopoly. Because like when you play Monopoly, you can still collect rent while you're in jail, and I don't
yeah.
know if I believe in that.
Well, why the fuck not, nigga? I bought this house.
But in my head, right? Say if you committed a crime, like if you were a fentanyl dealer and you are taking out blocks and zip codes and shit with your product,
Mm.
I don't think you should be able to be
Oh, you
get
want to
your
put some
check from
stipulations on
Airbnb.
them, like put them on a list.
Yeah, for what?
I'm not mad at that.
And I'm not saying for every offense now, but like if you told me Timothy McVeigh owned like property, somewhere and he was collecting, like rent checks, that would fuck with me. You know what I
We got our
mean?
lease renewal from Timothy.
Yeah.
That's
Like,
crazy.
that's fucking crazy. But anywho, she's out wig shopping.
Yes, Mama never met a wig she don't like.
No. And she gets a call from Donnie.
Mm-hmm.
He is being super vague
Yep, but he's going to the
and
whore.
skittish. Yeah, he's getting into the shoe,
Mm-hmm.
and he doesn't know why. He just tells her very quickly, like, I don't know why I'm in the shoe, but look out for me. I'll call you later. Blah 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 blah. Now she knows, and we all know, because we have been watching prison shows for the last decade on this program,
Mm-hmm.
and we know that they will either send you a kite and tell you what's going on,
Yep.
or because you have to sign the document saying why you're going into the shoe.
Mm-hmm.
They don't automatically put you in there.
No.
So
They tell you why
it's like,
you. Most of the time, they tell you. Now, I'm not saying this is not me being on the side of the justice system because that shit
me
should be
either.
called something else. But they 9 times out of 10 they telling you why you going, or why you going. Like,
Or
why you going.
Mhm,
So this
mhm.
nigga is just like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And also, they glossed over this very quickly, but a while back, he was talking to she found out he was talking to another woman, and
Mhm.
he claims that he cut the relationship off once she found out, but they did not address that anymore. So I feel like that is going to come back up later on,
Yeah.
and might have something to
Yeah.
do with why he went to the shoe. I don't know, or maybe it was drugs, maybe he was drinking, making hooch, who knows.
Whippets.
Oof.
But that was them.
Yes.
And last but not least for this episode is Kate, Hunter, and Kaleigh.
Trifecta. Hornter.
Hornter, yeah. Last time we chatted, I will remember this. They are our new Michael, Sarah, and
Oh yeah.
Jazzy Shoulder.
What did we call them? We called them Scrabble tiles.
Yeah, Scrabble
This
tiles,
is a
because they
this
would.
is some sort of trifecta. This is some sort of
Yeah,
twilight. I don't. This is we call them
yeah. This
twilight.
is yeah, featuring Leah and featuring what's her name, Leah and Ryan, her friends who are the
Yeah.
realists.
Yes.
The only two black people in Arizona that I might bang with outside of the family that I got there.
Which that
But
also anyway.
Arizona is the birthplace of Pop the Balloon. That girl, she cast straight from Phoenix.
That fucking show has sucked my husband in. And I walk
Uh,
by far too many times rolling my eyes. It's always a bitch on there talking about, well, how many times a day do you read the Bible? And I'm like, okay, girl, you ain't got no other questions.
that's such a waste of a question,
It's
Queen.
like,
Because you don't even waste. Who has time for that? That has nothing to do
oh,
with
bring me
anything.
on that show so I could just go and pop people's balloons for them. And you don't
No,
want to deal with that.
I don't know. How many times do you read the Bible? Was that the Christian version? I hope it was.
Maybe so. No, it was just
She was just a loser like that.
there. There's
I'm
a
not
lot
above
of
calling people losers.
No, I love
and
calling people
dorks and
losers.
geeks.
But I find from what I've seen in this passing that it seems like there's a lot. They get a lot of the Jack and Jill blacks on there, so
Yeah, it's Arizona. That makes sense.
it's a lot of not organized crime. What's the other thing called? Divine Nine. That and they're church people, and they dress in business cash, that kind of
A
situation.
BGLO. Yeah.
What's a
Black
big
Greek
low?
Black Greek lettered organization. BGLO.
Okay.
So last time we chatted, we only met Kate and Hunter, and we found out at the very end of the last episode. If you missed, you can go on our main stage and go listen to it, or here on Patreon. That he was in love with another lady, and turns out it's this lady named Kaleigh.
So we open up in Phoenix
Yes.
with this sad biracial girl making a plate for him like he is an ancestor.
Yeah. She's making a plate for him as if he's there. Pot roast and things. But
She made
he
pot roast
calls.
in a nonstick pan. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's wild. And served it in kitty whip plates. It's fine.
It's okay.
But on this little date that they had when he called, like things got way too hot and bothered. And so they phone bone while everybody's present. Production is there, we're there.
Yeah.
She
It was
busts
not
out
for
her,
production. You can look at her and see that Mama broke out the Rose 5000 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, definitely did. She was double clicking and he was moaning, and it was a lot. She admits to us that this is her only successful relationship.
Ay.
And she was the first to visit him. And they definitely fucked on the first visit. They couldn't share how, but they definitely did.
Yeah.
And Hunter expresses that neither Kate or Kaleigh know about each other. More phone boning. Yeah. Okay. So eventually, there's a huge difference between Kaleigh and Kate outside of just the physical stuff, right? So like, he describes Kaleigh as his twin flame. Like, he is in love with her. He never thought that he would be able to connect with her. However, physically, she's not somebody that he would usually date. He admits that he likes the petite snow bunnies.
Yeah.
And he also lets us know that Kate is a little bit more rigid and a little bit more established than Kaleigh, because he proposed to Kaleigh and she's like, yes, let's get married and blah 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 blah. Where Kate is like, we need to wait a year before you even talk about marriage. I need to make sure that you are not like an awful human being.
But she also did put a time limit. She was like, I do want to be engaged by this time.
Yes.
And he didn't really propose to Kaleigh. They kind of just like put it out
We
there.
gonna get married.
But yeah. But he is legitimately torn between the two of them, and they are completely different. And remember in the first episode too, you know, Kate is the one who arranged this sugar mama situation.
Her madam operation.
Yeah, because she was like, I'm a yoga instructor, I make no money, and I don't have time to be paying you.
You told Hunter to shake
Now,
your ass proper.
Mama is not poor
No.
at all. She's a yoga instructor, and she may live off of that income. She also comes from some sort of money. You could tell. You could.
Yeah, because her mama looked like Blythe Danner.
Right. I was like, and you know, it looked like a library or a very rich lady's closet that was behind her mother when she was on the FaceTime with her later on. But this bitch comes from some kind of money. She's just a white lady who's like, you're not going to get my money. Like, I'm going to use this relationship for what it is. Now, so remember, she set all of that up. He reminds us of that. So Kaleigh absolutely started off as this Venmo vixen situation. Like, you know, he was using her for financial gain, but he really actually has feelings for the both of them. Kate has no clue that anybody has ever visited him in prison. And him and Twin Flame are so caught up that this bitch went and got his initials tattooed on her in a lock and key.
So like, Kate is out with her horses. You know, she's an equestrian. And she gets a phone call from
oh no, you're in the wrong episode. Wait.
Oh, it's complicated.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, when he tells her that he got one of the initials tatted on her.
No, that's not yet.
Because remember, he had to tell Kate that he got the initials tatted.
Oh yeah. He tells her about Kaleigh's tattoo, but he doesn't tell her all the intricacies of their relationship. But she is starting to question why these women feel so attached to him to the point where they would get his tattoos initialed or get his initials tattooed. Meanwhile, Kaleigh is 10 miles away from Kate.
Which is wild.
Nuts. And if you notice in several episodes, you all can find the rest of them on Patreon. Production is sure to always put 10 miles away.
It's so shady every time.
It's just like Angela's cigarette butts in her fucking ashtrays. It's just like Matt Sharp Entertainment on Before the 90 Days zooming into that white man's box braids. Like, they know what the fuck they're doing, and I definitely think it's the black people on production doing it.
They do it for us.
At this point,
I cackle.
Jade and XD and Matt Sharp Entertainment has a quiet love-hate unspoken relationship. It's abusive.
Yes, they just need to come on and just be like and recognize our greatness.
Like, I don't know why. Like, did you all make a pact to ignore us?
Because I have the story to produce for y'all for Love After Lockup too. If y'all give it, Jade and I have the story. I'm gonna tell you right after this what the story is.
Oh yes, yes. Have you seen the young lady on the internet, Taryn? She was Miss New York, but she's now she just be doing stuff on the internet. Delightful. She's delightful. But she does this. She works with Kate Spade sometimes, and she does these skits as this very obnoxious intern at Kate Spade who like comes into the door like she owns the establishment. That needs to be, and the character's name is Sparkle. That needs to be us with Matt Sharp in it. I just need to bust into the office and say, okay, it's time for us to have a meeting. You take a letter.
Yes, take a letter.
Because if they won't acknowledge us, then we must be acknowledged.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. We have to go in and like Matlock.
Yes.
It just be like we worked here forever.
Yeah, we've been working here. You see my badge?
Yeah, exactly. So, Kaleigh, openly admits to us that she has a white mother.
As if we questioned.
As if we had any concern or were confused about it. And she gives us a tragic mulatto story, like in the beginning about how she became a hairstylist.
My mom
and her
couldn't
white
do my
gay.
hair.
Yeah, and so she became a hairstylist so that she could honor and embrace her blackness.
There's a small group watching this right now, seething. Seething. I mean, it's not our fault. Your mother didn't know how to do your hair. Like, I don't
know what you want me to do about it.
My sister sent me a video of this white mother, like, braiding her child's hair and doing things like, you know, putting effort or whatever. And so I was like, why'd you send this to me? I was like, like, why'd you send this to me? And she's like, well, at least you trying, girl. Like, half the time they don't even try. And I was
true.
like,
that's true.
Sure, but I don't want to see that.
That's true. That's like a Mandy Moore on This Is Us, where she had to seek out the lady at the pool.
Yeah.
To help her.
But then you see how she started quietly.
She just lost her home, too.
Mandy Moore?
Yeah.
Damn.
In the fire.
Damn.
Her, who else I just saw lost their home? Jamie Lee Curtis.
Damn.
Mark Hamill. Nobody black yet, so.
So, okay. This is that intersection where.
Yeah, I'm trying not to say what I want to say. Remember, we're on YouTube.
No, I know. I think I got it. Okay. This is that intersection where I'm not wishing this for.
No.
Because this is not even the time for me to get on to start posting climate change things and stuff like this is not the time for that, right? But this is that intersection where no matter how rich, no matter how wealthy, no matter how famous, no matter how whatever, there are certain things that are unavoidable. And what they're also seeing now is that those insurance companies cut fire protection some time ago. And so now you're getting into a place where the working class has been, where we are getting undercut and fucked over left and right. And this is one of those situations that nobody can do anything about because it's the fucking earth.
Yeah, there was a post on Twitter today about this white man was looking to pay for private firefighters because he was losing his home. I mean, first of all, that's not a thing. Second of all, this is where whites thinking that they can get away and buy their way out of natural disaster.
Yeah.
And it's
like fuck all the people around me. I'm going to pay you to save my shit. Do you even hear yourself in your head?
Neighborhood completely gone. I watched this man on today watch his childhood home go down in flames in front of him.
I hate that.
Like it's fucking crazy. Like even rich people or whatever, like people's homes are lost. There's this brown man who was crying because he was like, I've worked so hard to, you know, get to where I needed to get to this house. That he was just sitting there watching his house just go up in flames with his wife. It was just so sad. But
yeah, I don't wish it for anybody, but it is something for us to pay attention to, that A, not only climate change, but B, also you can't capital your way out of everything. And now you see that all of the things and all of the ways that have been functioning for the good of literally only the rich for a very small percentage. Even now at this point, that means nothing.
No.
Anyway.
But that was this for this episode. Sorry to end it on such a dark note. But
Yeah,
you
she told him
know,
to cut off all his sugar mama transactions by next week. He's stressed because he
yeah.
actually, loves the both of them, and
Mm-hmm.
also he's like, he's gonna be broke. Um,
Yeah.
so next time.
Yeah. Yeah, but anywho, to catch the rest of the other recaps of the next two episodes, sign up to our Patreon, or catch the next post here in Patreon. So, until next time, friends. Bye.